Rebirth. Many scholars claim that for ordinary people to believe in the law of Kamma and to be established in moral conduct, they must accept the fruition of Kamma over the longest span of time, i.e. from one birth to the next. They go on to say that for this reason one must prove the truth of rebirth, or at least show some substantiating evidence for rebirth. With this objective, or simply to seek knowledge, scholars and other interested individuals have tried to explain the teaching of Kamma and rebirth by citing scientific principles like the law of conservation of energy, connecting them to the mental activity of volition, or they have cited various psychological doctrines. Alternatively, they have sought evidence to prove the validity of recollection of past lives, or even engaged in ceremonies invoking the spirits of the deceased. It is beyond the scope of this book to describe these explanations in detail. Those readers interested in these matters can look into the references cited above. Here only some relevant observations and ideas will be presented on this subject. It is a very reasonable premise that by proving to people the legitimacy of rebirth and of the next life, of the way in which Kamma bears fruit in the long term, many practical benefits will ensue. If people believe in rebirth and the long-term fruits of intentional actions, they are likely to be receptive to teachings on morality, to fear wrongdoing, and to undertake good deeds. Those people who put forth this premise are generally well-intentioned, and there need not be any problems for them to continue their research. Others can applaud their efforts insofar as their research is connected to reasoned arguments and facts. One only need beware that such research does not deviate into a path of gullibility, superstition, or misunderstanding. Examples of misguided research include, rather than clarifying mysterious matters, one enshrouds clearly verifiable matters in mystery and secrecy, or rather than empowering people by drawing upon the mysteries of the universe, one makes people more impotent by having them become dependent on external things. Sound research can benefit academic studies in these matters. Having said this sort of research should be left to those scholars who have a particular interest in it. Most people need not get caught up in this activity. They can be kept informed of the proven research or of particular developments in this field from a distance, as an interested party. To wit, one should refrain from leading people into an obsession with this subject. Likewise, scholars and researchers should not become overly preoccupied with past and future lives to the extent of being biased and trying simply to prove the authenticity of other lifetimes, which takes importance away from the present moment and becomes a form of extreme view. One needs to recognize both the advantages and disadvantages of giving significance to this matter. If one overemphasizes it so that people excessively fear being born in an unhappy existence and crave to be born in a pleasant realm, this is tantamount to driving them to expect and desire future results. They will then only take an interest in those activities that are linked to reaping personal benefits in future lifetimes, and they will neglect those benefits and blessings that human beings should reach in this lifetime. If one is not circumspect and careful, the original aim of teaching people to fear the adverse effects of bad karma, to reassure them that their good deeds now will bear good fruit even in future lifetimes, and to trust in the law of karma, leads to an unrestrained pursuit for personal advantages in the next lifetime. This generates greed and causes people to perform meritorious deeds as a form of profiteering. An overemphasis on the positive and negative fruits of karma experienced in future lifetimes also has the adverse effect of creating a disregard for the training in a love of truth, Dhammachanda, or a love of goodness, Kusala Chanda. This is a form of rejection or condemnation of human beings' abilities by claiming that people cannot abstain from evil or do good as a consequence of aspiring towards the pure and sublime. Instead, they only abstain from evil and do good out of greed and the desire for future rewards, for personal rewards, and they neglect to cultivate a love of truth and goodness in that genuine way. Although there is a lot of logic in the claim that if one provides clear evidence to people for the truth of rebirth, they will believe in it and be well established in moral conduct. Yet to actually wait for people to develop such moral conduct only after they see the evidence is unreasonable. This is because the if in the above sentence indicates that one cannot be sure when one will be able to fully succeed at proving this truth to others. Strictly speaking, one cannot validly use the expression provide clear evidence in regard to this matter, because no one is able to reveal the rebirth of one person to another. Rebirth is something that one must know and realize for oneself. The expression provide clear evidence here simply refers to finding testimonials about rebirth and analyzing the facts. The heart of this matter corresponds to the imponderables achintaya, i.e. one is unable to comprehend this matter by way of logic and reasoning. It is beyond the scope of ordinary understanding. No matter how much evidence one provides on this subject to ordinary people, it remains on the level of faith or belief. The only difference between people is that some may disbelieve while others believe, or some may believe more than others. This being the case, there will remain those people who disbelieve, and even those who believe may harbour doubt or skepticism. And those people who disbelieve also remain on the level of belief, that is, they believe that rebirth does not exist. They have not yet gained a clear understanding of this matter. Doubt and suspicion remains until one has done away with all doubt by realizing stream entry. In sum, the attempt to present reasoned explanations and testimonials about rebirth to people can be beneficial if such attempts do not conflict with other Buddhist principles. For instance, they do not make people dependent on external powers or lead them to seek help from mysterious forces. But they claim that practicing the Dhamma or living a life in harmony with Buddhist principles requires proof regarding the matter of rebirth is unsuitable and incorrect.